Hello, welcome to another video on You Ask, I Answer. What and when is the right time to consign a book to ComicLink? Something like that has surfaced over the past many years, and I have addressed that question many times in other videos, but never in a specific video like this so that people can search and hear the answer later. The problem with this hobby, and I have talked about this many times, is that the market is very inefficient. For whatever reason, some buyers only like to buy from eBay. Sometimes some buyers will only buy from ComicLink. Yes, there are those that only buy from a certain place. I do not discriminate whatever place I see the book. Okay, I follow many options, and I have bought from many different people, whether it's Heritage, Comic Connect, Comic Link, eBay, my comic shop, you name it. I do not discriminate, but there are many people in this hobby that will not buy from a certain place. I have had books listed for lower price, a slab. Okay, let's focus on slabs for this specific video. I have consigned a slab to my comic shop, and it would sit there for months. Meanwhile, an exact same book, same grade, sold for more on ComicLink multiple times in many auctions. That's just to show you, some people just do not look on eBay, because that same book that I consigned to my comic shop is listed on eBay for lower price, yet people bid up on ComicLink for whatever reason and ignore the obvious lower prices at my comic shop or eBay. So that has happened a few times. So there is really no perfect place. There is no perfect place to put a book. Let me make it very clear. People always, want to know what's the best place. I can give you an answer. I can give you an advice, my opinion, but ultimately, I will tell you, I have seen the results that counter whatever I think is the best place to sell anything. I have list books, consigned books, at say Bob Storm, highgradecomics.com for a year, sometimes even longer, at a reasonable price, and I get no offer. And I have seen that same book in the same grade sold for a lot more on ComicLink or on eBay. So that's just another example of how inefficient this market is. So whatever opinion I have as far as what book is best to consign to ComicLink and which book is best to consign to my comic shop, really, I'm sure somebody out there would disagree and would say the opposite thing that I will advise here. So take it for what my opinion is. Okay, it's just my opinion. I don't really have any proof that one place is the best for certain slab. There isn't. What I can tell you is give you the outline of the pros and cons of consign to ComicLink, and then you can decide for yourself if you want to consign a book to ComicLink. First up, ComicLink also have a market exchange area where you can list book and sell it without putting it in an auction. Okay, you can put a book there. Unlike my comic shop, ComicLink will allow you to take best offer. So that's a pros. Okay, as far as having that best offer option instead of just a buy it now price. The other thing is it is also allow you to consign a book without shipping the book to ComicLink. So you have the book in your possession that you can sell at the same time on eBay if you wish, or anywhere else. So that's a pro. If your book is sold via that way on ComicLink, then ComicLink will require you to ship the book to ComicLink first. They then will ship the book to the buyer, and then you get the money, right? You get the money. So there are certain differences as far as, you know, trying to sell it that way, whether you know, use ComicLink or mycomicshop. So for many people, they will see that as a plus, because hey, you know, I don't have to ship the book. This way, if I get lucky and find a buyer on Instagram or eBay or CCC forum, I can dump the book quickly and be done. Yeah? Okay, so that's clear as far as what's pro, as far as, you know, selling it direct that way. Now, as far as consigning a book for an auction, we all know ComicLink run practically monthly auction, right? Usually the auction will kick off like mid-month and end at the end of the month. Okay, give or take a day or two, but that's the typical date range. This way it gives people opportunity to consign books the first 10 or 12 days of each month. Give them time to scan the book in order to start the auction like mid-month. And then the auction is usually over by the end of the month or the first day or two the next month. As far as payment, all right, here we go. If you put your book up for an auction, say August of 2019, the August 2019 auction, that means that the auction will end at the end of August, early September. You're not gonna get a check. The quickest you will get a check from ComicLink would be a month later after the auction is over, because it takes time for the people that win the auction to pay up. Okay, ComicLink give people some time to pay for the books that they won. So, and a lot of people are not going to pay that same day that they won the book. So there is a lag between when the auction is over and the time when you receive a check. So at the minimum, the quickest is like a month, sometimes 5 weeks, but I can't recall waiting 6 weeks for a check. Usually within 4 to 5 weeks, I usually see a check from the auction that, you know, I can sign a book to. So understand the time lag. Now, can you get some kind of cash advance if you're in a rush? Yes, I have, you know, known many people that consign, say, $10,000 worth of books, a couple big keys, and ComicLink will advance you half of the value, half of the estimated value. So you might get a check for $5,000 right away if you're in a rush for some cash right away and you cannot wait 5 weeks. Okay, so pick up the phone, ask. It's always good to pick up the phone and ask if you need something quickly. So that's another plus as far as consigning a book for auction with ComicLink. Another thing that I should mention is that if you have big books, by big books I'm talking Amazing Fantasy 15, FF1, Hulk 1, or, you know, Batman 1. If you have a whole bunch, if you have a huge collection, massive keys, mega keys, certainly ComicLink is the place. Okay, or Heritage, certainly not mycomicshop. But if you're going to consign all of those books to ComicLink all at once, pick up the phone and negotiate a lower fee. You don't need to pay 10%. A big auction house, no. Big books bring attention, bring eyeballs to their auction. So if you have 4 or 5 big keys that can be $60,000 to $100,000 worth in value, certainly do yourself a favor. Pick up the phone and see for yourself if they're willing to cut the rate for you. Okay, it doesn't hurt to pick up the phone. Okay? The other thing about ComicLink, if you don't know, is that they have a lot of people that consign the books. So pay attention to what is consigned already. Before I send a book to ComicLink, I always look at next month auction to see what's in there. Is there a duplicate copy? Is there a copy that is exactly the same as the one I'm sending? If that's the case, don't bother. Okay? All it does is hurt both books. Okay? And ComicLink is pretty good at not putting two books of the same in every auction. So, for example, if I have a Nova 1 9.8 CGC white page and already in next month auction there is a copy, guess what? ComicLink will tell you, I will email them and they will tell me, yeah, this book will have to go 2 months from now. Why? Because the month after they already have another copy lined up. So that's another factor in determining if I would consign a book to ComicLink. If I have a book like Nova 1 and I have quite a few copies and they already have dozens and dozens of copies in the next 2 or 3 auctions, I'm likely will not send a copy to ComicLink and wait 6 months, right? Or 4 months or whatever it is, that be an open spot. I have done that before where I sent a book and I had to wait 3 months before that book can be listed because there were so many other copies ahead of it. So that's another factor in determining if and when I consign a book to ComicLink. So do yourself a favor, do the homework, check out what they have lining up for next month. Email them before to find out if your copy can be in the very next auction. Otherwise, why waste your time? You might as well sell it somewhere else, because who wants to wait 3 months for a check, right? Anyhow, I just look at the clock. I didn't think I can do this in one video, so come back for the second part. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.